Last we left off, we were in Petrograd. We found out that the big bad that we're up against is Rasputin, like the historical Rasputin. Anastasia has joined my party, the princess, and she's a blue mage, because of course she is. We are going to go try to challenge Rasputin by finding a back way into the Winter Palace here, so... I think I found that earlier. I'm going to see if I can track it down here. I might have to explore around the town a little bit. That was an exit. Surprising. How's everybody's week coming so far? I think I've landed on a final party that I want to use. I need to be talking to random NPCs more. Holy crap. It's a power for Karen based on collecting parts of an opera. I don't think there's a way down there. If I leave out that side, that leaves Petrograd. Igor, who hates winter. Oh yeah, mine just went off for that too. It was really loud. Oh cool. I've heard cool things about Exalted. Exalted's the tabletop setting where, like, everyone's a super overpowered god, right? You start trying to, like, ask, how can we still make the game interesting if everyone's a god? This way, maybe? Oh. Hey, Nodovan. I've had Amber Alerts on my phone before, but it hasn't made the emergency broadcast system sound. It definitely maxed out my phone volume despite it being muted. Which sounds like the point, but I didn't know they were working on such a service. It's probably better than putting it on the radio or broadcast television. Voice. I did. Finally give Rasputin what he's begging for. Blammo. Why, is a tree thing really bad? This whole world has been shaking. It's been coming in really strong ways, like it's filled with life. Oh, sweet. Sounds good. Got the chance? Greater powers? Okay. So somewhere in the game world I have to find secret upgrades that let me further upgrade the fusion monsters? Are those missable by any chance? Crafting and Exalted is so complicated, he wrote a website to handle the math. That's fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I was in my tree place. Seems pretty strong. I'm kind of tempted to Google that. If you think you're gonna die, just drink some vodka. That makes sense. Prince Yusupov. Just tell me all of it. I'm concerned that it's a missable type thing, or that I have to go get it optionally outside of the normal game path. Thank you for asking, though. I'm trying to avoid knowing as much as possible. Soul gems or soul drops. How do you get them? So it's not like optional stuff? Okay. But I get to choose which element I want. I don't have to find, like, the red element. Minigame in the wine cellar. God, another one. I'll go do the one that I can access now. I'd like to upgrade the fire form, another step. I'm using that pretty effectively. What's the one I can get to now? Is it the wine cellar or Lawrence? Spider was waiting to ambush us by dropping a rock that would alert the nest. One of the party members had a 20 dex save and telekinesis. He grabbed the rock in midair and threw it up and crushed the spiders. Perfect. I bet you rolling the one made the DM very happy. Lucky chest in the wine cellar. Okay, give it a try. So just somewhere in this dungeon, there's a new minigame. Is that right? I'm glad you told me because I would never have come back here in a million years. This was one of the first dungeons in the game, wasn't it? It was a pretty early one, anyway. Shopkeeper. Let's play Lucky Chests. How about Lucky Chests? Oh, I never did the wolf bout in here, so we'll try to find that. But it unlocks an incredibly important upgrade, it sounds like. Jimote with a new business. What kind of business is this? How about Lucky Hit? $100 cash, I can do that. So it's just RNG. It's like the game in Zelda. Nope. Okay, so it's not completely random. There's a mild memory component. At least it's cheap enough. Right. Hey, look at that. Oh, there's multiple copies of Thera-Leaf? I guess that makes it easier, too. Mr. Chef. Hey, I got another gay porn thing. Wait, so how do I get the special crest from it? I have to keep playing with him? We haven't found gay porn in a while. Oh, that's right, it's under key items, isn't it? Key items. Restaurateur Nicolai with a famous smile. His food's a bit so-so, but his customers go home smacking their lips after feasting their eyes on his body. Great. Oh man. Is there any way to cheese it? Oh, when does it get harder? You have to do it a certain number of times for it to get harder. Not just gay porn in a cellar, but gay porn in a cellar from a bizarre merchant that wasn't here before. He decided to shut up shop in the middle of a dungeon. What am I doing on money? I got plenty. But I don't have to like leave the room and come back in, or leave and go do other stuff for him to advance the puzzle. I feel like Theraleaf is the worst thing to open, since there are 4 of them. I do. Okay. So I just have to leave and come back, or do I have to do more stuff in the story first? Oh, I have to progress the story. Okay. So I can't get the thing yet. So can I get any of the upgrades to Yuri's forms right now, or not yet? I see. Sure. Oh, I should have scanned them. I gotta mix that. I think so. I'll check after this. Just talking to Lawrence will give you one? Okay, cool. I don't think I have a warp out of dungeon item or spell in this game, do I? At some point I should use all of these. I just got to get it up. Expansion exceeds 4,000%, so you have to take Viagra to transform the vampire guy that attacks things with a mailbox into his true form, where he looks exactly the same, he just happens to wear a butterfly mask. And apparently has a raging erection. I need to use those items that increase the main stats. I have to use those in battle to get the best value out of them, right? Save, having completed that last step. What is even happening? It's not. What's the best? So normally when I play games like this, I just dump all of these onto the main character, but some of these don't work on, or wouldn't matter on Yuri, right? Like he doesn't even, I guess he does use MP, doesn't he? What is a dominance capacity? That's not the same as sanity, right? Oh, that's... Okay, so that's one we definitely don't want to use on Yuri. That's how many crests you can equip. Gotcha. And I think that Lawrence is still here. Right. There's probably going to be Anastasia at this point. Okay, I'll try it. See if I can remember where Lawrence is. I want to use her as a mage just because she has those blue magic powers. talking to random NPCs anyway, just because I got some important key items from doing it earlier. Maybe he's in the back? That hanging lifesaver they have in all their rooms. Here he is. Hey. So that's all I need. If I have one of those, I can go into the graveyard and upgrade something with it. I only really want to do the one for right now. I also got to go turn in my Gate Born. Challenge to a fight. Okay, thanks. Let's do it. How completely creepy this area is, and how Yuri just doesn't care. He's like, yeah, whatever. Yes. Don't buff yourself, that's rude. I wonder if it's gonna yell at me if I use the fire form. So we'll find out. That wasn't too bad. It looks like the shadow things from Shadow of the Colossus. Ow. That actually hurt really bad. How many hit points does it have?
Do you think the light will beat the darkness? No, I think the darkness will beat the
You
light.
guarded through all that? That sucks. Oh, right. That's a waste. And anyway, he's blocking so much damage now, that's gonna kill me, so I'm gonna soft reset, try it again. Thanks for the save reminder. Oh shit, did it just start a new game again? Hey, thanks, Spiky. Appreciate it. 600 HP. See these guys are anything new.
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Do I have any of these? I don't. Do Try to customize his stats for this year. Headgear, slightly better defense. Probably won't matter since he uses that magma attack a lot. But it was a flat upgrade over my previous accessory, so it's worth trying. So I should probably try to use... Can't go to the graveyard now, why not? What? It's weird. Why? I guess I'll leave this map. Let me do it from here before. Oh, I have to be on the save point. I didn't know that. Alright, well, I'll go save at this one. This is where I want to end up anyway. Gotta remember to turn in my gate horn too. There's one. I'm not really using Geppetto anymore, so it's not as important. Off we go. Alright, so we want to try to pop as much damage as we can before he debuffs us here. Shoot. Well, it was more than the normal amount of damage I would do. That's a third of his health. I'll try him again here and see what happens. There's a little more than half of his health left, but he just killed me. I guess because he chose to do a physical attack there instead of casting the spell like he did last time. Yeah. I'm gonna review what other items I have. I probably just have to spend the 5th key. I don't really have any other loot I can give him. You can check. How long does it last, though? I thought it was just a single turn. Like, you wanted to use that in a combo with other party members. Oh, but it's... I could do that and then use the 3rd key? Okay. I thought it was just double damage, so you wanted to be like using a party combo to really get value out of that. And I can change form into Amon without losing the energy charge. Huh, interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. That's fine, I should still do a bunch of damage. Wow, so he has 13 hit points left. No kidding. If I had finished the wheel, we would have him there. Cool, thank you. So is Amon always going to be better than any other transformation at this point, or I would use other transformations to get access to their skills? Arc Rage, Hellflame, Inferno. Well, if that's the case, then I shouldn't really bother. Like, is it the power of Amon based on what the other things that I've upgraded? Okay. Pretty cool looking. Sure. Energy charge, magma, arc rage, increase all allies' physical attack power. Cool. Okie dokie. So, should I not spend soul charge on this anymore? I guess I'm finished tapping this one out at least. I should basically only spend my soul charge on Amon from now on. Okay, gotcha. Probably should have saved it up until now. Amon's that good. Okay, so I have to do the lucky chest game, I have to go to Dumb Remy to get another soul drop. That's 3. The other 3 I can't get to until later in the game, is that right? Is there a finite number of those 3rd and 5th key items in the game? It's a perfectly good Cyrillic character. Yeah. It's a letter of the Russian alphabet. Pretty expensive. Okay. I kind of wanted to save my 5th one in case I need it for the final boss, or there's some kind of like secret boss that demands it. In the Russian alphabet, it's read ah. But in Latin, Jehovah begins with an I. Consonant weakening, it doesn't have a reading. Glad the underground tunnels to get into the Winter Palace in Russia have puzzles. Makes perfect sense. Well, since I haven't seen that gate yet, let me wait to pull it. I'll try this one. I'll compare damage to it in Amon, since this one's level 10 and Amon's level 1. Jack and Jill. You always gotta fight tunnel rats. Take a snapshot. Does that not consume her turn, or does it only use a very small amount of initiative? Compare to the other one here. Rats made out of baby faces. Damage seems pretty comparable right now. Maybe that'll change as I level up Amon.
Keep your eyes where they belong.
Yeah, like a rat king. Leveling up just increases core stats. Okay, looks like it also confers new abilities at certain thresholds. Demon Rays, medium one hit. What? Fully restores HP and reses an unconscious ally? I guess it's expensive, but... I already know where that lever is. I'm sure I don't want it to be blocked. All the skeletons in here too. Sorry, I knocked baby monitor over. Sure, Cameron's still alive. Best skill in the whole game. I wish more games that had a scan mechanic, like, permanently saved the scan result for that enemy type whenever you saw it again. It's very cathartic for me to try to get all those.
Don't mess my clothes up.
God. I'm getting a lot of money per kill now. Relative to the cost of, like, those coral pendants I have on everyone. This should be open now. It's Ka. Know for a fact that it did. There's another wolf bout. Necros. Zombie. I'll never die. I hate so much it became immortal. Help him rest in peace. He's probably gonna give me a wolf bout stamp too.
Die, let me give you a little helping paw.
You look pretty tasty. I lap you up. Guts, fur, bones, and all.
I haven't been leveling up Bianca for a while, so hopefully this works okay. Don't paralyze me. Blanca, excuse me. This game has dogfighting. As long as he doesn't land his paralysis, you should be okay. I can out-heal him. Depending on what that does. Wasn't so bad, it could have been worse. What's the music in this game? His eyeballs pop out during his spellcast animation. The ultimate wolf bout. Oh, I need to beat him before I run out of sanity. I guess I could restore that too. It looks like it's going to be close. Oh, now paralysis landed. Wait, did I die because of paralysis? Thought I still had health left.
I won. Now I get to eat you.
Do I get to try again? Let me move some stuff around so that Blanca has a better chance. Huh, is it that maybe paralysis is like petrify? If you're the only party member and you're paralyzed, it's game over? Must be. I have something that protects against it? I do. Okay, and then crests. This crests don't really matter. Some death's not gonna happen. Poison might happen though. Should be fine. Alright, let's try again. God, it's like 20 more damage per turn. It's pretty good. His eye pops out during that animation. Dog fighting. How getting a critical on an item? What's the difference? Is it like 150% of the base effect if you get the critical, or is it less than that? Probably survive one more spell. Oh shit. I think one more should do it. Take that, zombie dog. Give me my wolf bout stamp, please.
My body is crumbling. I'm gonna die.
Die with dignity. That's the way of the wolf.
God. Soul Comet powered up. Alright. And you said there's another wolf bout in the wine cellar, right? Are there any permanently missable wolf bouts? I probably want to know about those, even though I'm not really using Blanca. Making sure I don't have any of these equipped on anyone. Does not need that at all. I have added effect Petrify, which is pretty good because it's like instant death. Cool. Seal is silence, right? Okay, well, there's a save point on the other side of the door. Good to know. I was gonna double back to a save point, but it'd probably be fine. Enemies here aren't particularly nasty. At least not yet. I really don't think I've ever played a weirder game than this one. Shouldn't have targeted him first. I want to snapshot him. Oh well. Go attack you with my floating Fabergé egg. It makes perfect sense.
Well, that's that, I guess.
Really glad that the whole party gets XP in this game, whether they're with you or not. Larage crest, huh? What does that do? Arc Rage. Oh, yeah, I might want to give that to somebody here. How much does it cost? Guess if she's casting Raise, I probably have problems, so I'll give her that there. And I'll give him the thing that has Raise. I thought for sure I had a second one of these. Oh, maybe it just costs a shitload. Just because of the behind-the-scenes math like you were talking about earlier. It's interesting. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Oh, how does StarCraft handle armor? Useful to know for Friday's stream. I see. Because it's just raw damage reduction. That's by design to make it work differently versus Zerg and everybody else, right? I assume. I really like games where one additional point of stat is significant. I'm so used to JRPGs where you just have a bajillion points and everything all the time. Getting +1 strength never has any immediate effect outside of something like Paper Mario. Yeah, raw damage reduction's great. Never have infinite HP, but if you can reduce damage to 0, it's almost as good. I definitely prefer defense to HP just in general. Like, I think raising my hit points is my least favorite thing to do in a video game. Or any kind of game that has a hit point analog. It's stupid. I don't have a good excuse for feeling that way. Right. Yeah, I'd rather have like 100 hit points and a shitload of defense. So my EHP, your effective HP, is much higher. Healing is more efficient. I guess you could change healing so that it healed EHP, but that would be annoying and difficult to understand. Okay, there's still my lockets. Okay, try to find the locket up top and bring it back here. Right, like the healing stat that lets you know whether gear is an upgrade or not. What does that do? Nothing I care about. Can break HP limit, then it makes healing less effective. I really hate raising HP. Oh, what's this? This summarizes which gates are open. Gotcha. Backtrack to it. In games where damage is avoidable, I hate increasing my health. It gets me in really big trouble. It feels like investing in making a mistake, which of course I'm going to make mistakes, right? But when there's an opportunity cost of I could increase my damage output, or I could buy insurance so that I don't die as quickly, I'll almost always take the damage increase. And it's a very bad habit. Oh, interesting. No surely effective ways to heal above 99 HP at once. Multiple weapons do less damage if you're under 100% HP. Any full-party wipe attack can be avoided or reduced below 99.99. So what's the magic amount of HP? Is it 99.99 in Final Fantasy X?
Now look this way.
You get her just a little bit more damage as you can one-shot these guys. I guess maybe if I gave her another attack, she probably could.
That was a piece of cake.
Faint, eerie presence coming from the door. Someone's ghostly regrets are keeping this door sealed shut. Regrets of a Russian noble. It must be the guy who lost the locket, but wow. Geppetto. Alright. Hold on, I think I just passed a chest. Oh, you sneaky fixed camera angle, you. It's gotta be P, right? Is it slightly different? It looks exactly the same to me. A lot of dudes. So is that just a fun optimization argument, Hockey, or does it actually ever matter for content in the game? Dark Aeons, maybe? Penance? It sounds like it's just because Kiraga says it heals a lot of HP and doesn't say it heals you to full. Effectively, it heals you to full in most cases. They are.
Well, that's that, I guess.
And they are arbitrary, aren't they? And have been for a really long time at this point. Doesn't make much of a difference against anything other than defense. So I've never actually played the international version of the game, or attempted... Like, when I played the base version, I definitely tapped it out and fought Nemesis. Like, what's the deal with Penance? It's just a much harder Nemesis? Or does he have any kind of particularly crazy attacks? Does he attack multiple times? Oh, I see what happened. Yeah, is there like a gimmick to it, or is it just math? Yeah. Damage dealt to the arms presumably doesn't count towards ending the fight. It just has to be done as like an upkeep to keep him from wiping you. I think the Dark Aeons don't have any gimmicks, except maybe Dark Bahamut, right? I've never actually watched anybody fight them. Just thinking about the normal versions of the fights, I imagine they're just harder math versions of the same battles.
Guess I don't know my own strength.
Oh, like if you have immunity to a debuff, it doesn't matter. It still gets through. I think I have to go back to the Ah gate. Hey, more strongoids. The strongoids turns them invisible, because of course it does. Take Viagra to turn into butterfly mask guy, and you take steroids to turn invisible. I don't know why anyone's ever confused by it. Seems like I always want every gate to be open. Stop your whining. Woof. This is gonna be not fun. These guys are pretty easy until they back attack you. What do I use to auto turn him into a bat? I'm gonna do Arc Cure. Yeah, I'll check after this one. Steroids, Viagra would perfect that trinity. That's gold. It's also drugs, okay. Supplements. Plastron, do I already have? I think I already have that. Yeah. This one's really Russian-y. Okay, so I think all the gates are open now. I'm gonna try to explore all of them if I can. So I'm gonna make it back to the A gate, which is pretty far away. Magic, hit all these guys. Is there any manipulation you can do to make Blitzball go by faster? I imagine there's some way to control which random item you get going for Waka's Overdrive. Oh, I've done that plenty of times, but like, how do you get the overdrive to appear? And the ultimate weapon? I think that's the only thing that I didn't do in my vanilla FF10 100% playthrough as a kid. Because it was lots and lots of games. It's based on battle count, really? I thought it was based on consecutive Blitzball games completed. That's... I had it completely wrong. And the same for the sigil he needs for his ultimate weapon. Okay, probably should have been drawing a map as I was walking through here, but alas. Aeon passive upgrades are tied to battle counts. After 60 battles, Aeon starts gaining stats whether you use the sphere grid or not. Interesting. Actually, this is the last gate. Okay, now all the gates should be open. Whacking people with this giant warp pipe. The most ambitious 10 speedrun is Nemesis percent, right?
Keep your eyes where they belong.
I think that was the one that I saw made it to the very, very end and then got back attacked by a Great Malboro in the area right before the final boss. Like hour 23 of the run or something ridiculous. Oh, that's just a shortcut tour. Okay. We still have to find the Locket then. That's probably it. Because the door to the palace is being closed by the sadness of a skeleton. Makes perfect sense. Aw. Womp womp. He's got one hit point left. Get an Anastasia. To avoid too many misses against Dark Aeons. Does penance require that you do everything else to fight him, or just all the Dark Aeons and all of the arena?
That was easy enough.
Just the Dark Aeons. Isn't there an issue in the international versions with the positioning of the Dark Aeons where, like, one of them can spawn back in Besaid, and if you didn't get the extra thing for Valifor there, you can't anymore because you have to fight it? Something like that. Right. No, I like the monster arena as a blood from the stone mechanic. Glad that it's very incestuous. The only reason to do the monster arena is to get abilities and powers that make you strong enough to do the monster arena. If it were part of the core gameplay loop, that would be kind of bad. I guess the fact that you have to collect 10 of a group of monsters to get the Magus Sisters is kind of bad, because that's external to it, but... Of course, I was planning to. The mood of this place suddenly cleared. Okay. Oh, Russian skeletons holding doors closed with their distant sadness. Makes perfect sense. These guys resist fire, I reckon you call them. Oh, the game would lock? Yikes. Alright. That sucks.
I can
Oh,
still
damage.
fight.
It's like, why would you not be able to fight? I think this is right. I think we go left and then up here. It's pretty easy to get turned around in this game's dungeons. Maybe not. It may have been up from the crypt room. I haven't seen a ring spirit in a while. Right. This game alternates between long stretches of insane story, cutscenes, and dialogue, and long Shimigami Tensei stretches of winding dungeons. So, free discussion during the dungeons. The skeleton kick. Right. The animations are really goofy. Trying to think what the single most overpowered stat in any game has ever been. Because we originally got on Final Fantasy X talking about defense versus HP. Endurance in Dark Souls 1 is pretty high up there. It just does a lot of things. It got broken up into 2 and eventually 3 stats in the later games. It was so strong. I guess in Final Fantasy VI, magic evade was broken, or it pulled from the same variable as magic defense. So if your magic defense was really high, you automatically avoided all damage. And I think there was some piece of equipment that the downside of it was supposed to be that it tanked your magic evade. But it didn't matter. Alright, made it. Like how they didn't come downstairs and make it any easier for me. Also, addition of D&D dexterity is the overstat? Really? Because of how much it's used for? The strength of ranged attacks? Guess if you're wearing light armor. Number of things it does, actually. God, she's so ridiculous looking.
Noblemen of Russia, greetings. After having visited our young troops on the front line, one thing I can say to you with complete confidence is that the brave soldiers of the Russian army march on the road to a total and complete victory. Well, everyone, in celebration of the victory to come and the eternal empire of Russia, let us wine, dine, and dance.
Yeah, there's like all sorts of mechanics that interact with max HP. It sounds like Path of Exile has done a really good job of making virtually every stat interesting in one build or another. It's been my dream with Diablo's design space. Like, let me have a build where gold on pickup determines my DPS, right? Seems suspicious, Rasputin. Oh, but an item's almost always worthless if it doesn't have a decent life roll? That's frustrating. Diablo 3 eventually fixed that by putting those key stats onto an item automatically.
Anastasia.
I've got Amon now.
You're alive, Princess Anastasia. We were so worried.
Hey, step back.
Thanks for worrying, Mr. Rasputin. As you can see, I'm quite well.
Kawaii Anastasia.
Princess Anastasia has returned. And welcome home, Daddy!
But how?
I had a great adventure with these.
Oh, that helps at least.
We visited foreign lands and saw all sorts of strange and wonderful things.
But now my adventure's over. I won't be traveling with them for another 20
These are
hours.
the pictures I took. It's a present for you, Daddy.
These are all pictures of dick scorpions. And skeletons.
Well, didn't I do a good job? That last one almost cost me my life. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I see.
It's totally fine with it. He doesn't question it. He's like, oh yeah.
These rogues?
Oh yes, thank you.
Leave them to me, Your Majesty.
Hey, they had the
I see.
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 They had the plausible deniability that she took pictures of like quest things, but she said the last one almost cost me my life. So it was definitely an album full of dick scorpions.
And that someone is
Right, out of it.
my counselor, Grigory Rasputin.
Just call him a vizier
My
or
lord,
chancellor.
What do you mean?
That's the only reason they didn't know he was
Drop
evil.
the pretense. My daughter has brought proof of your treachery. This photograph here proves it.
Oh, dang. This isn't gonna end well.
Why, you... Don't move.
Mother!
I like how we took no steps to prevent that.
This is between you and me now.
Like, we probably should have had Rasputin on watch. Like, oh, he'll just surrender once we corner him, like a caged animal.
What?
Lord Rasputin, now's your chance.
Guards, after them!
It's a normal day in Russia. I know, right? Pretty typical Wednesday.
Daddy!
Oh, Anastasia. It's all right. Everything's fine now.
My lord.
Say nothing. I understand. Idle hands are the devil's tools.
You can go back and keep traveling with the weird Japanese demon kid. The guy that hits people with a Mario warp pipe and might be a vampire. The dog. The puppeteer with a living doll.
I wish to thank you.
It's fine.
Perfume lady. Who am I
It's
missing?
not over yet. We need to get somewhere safe. Guess he's here.
Father, Mother, find someplace safe. Let's go, Yuri!
We're going? What
Dear
about
Grandpa.
the palace?
OG
Come
son.
on. We've got to find a way to save this country!
Anastasia!
No, let her go.
Oh, man. I'll protect the princess. Don't you worry.
I'm counting on you.
Oh my god.
My, could Anastasia be their leader?
I love how he's fine with that. The North Stairway. Oh, must be. I don't have a compass, dude. What is he thinking? Let's top everybody off before I go find out. Well, I kind of like caps in games like that. Feels like, okay, I need to get to this specific breakpoint and then I don't need to worry about it anymore. Or even just soft caps. HP's the only defense you can stack as much as you want. I see. Diablo has diminishing returns. All the maids are into hysterics. Yeah, make me one. Here, I've got more gay porn for you. This is perfectly the right time to be doing this, too. So, it's between dark, wind, or fire. I'm not really using Geppetto. Let's do wind.
Presenting the latest creation from my 1915 Pierre Magime collection. I call it windy pixie.
Did you say you bring extra gay porn over from Shadow Hearts 1 save file if you played it? Is that how that works? Do you have new stuff? Doesn't look good. Wait. Already had the option of the face card earlier. Might grab that headgear, we'll see. Just get one for Joaquin. Save again, and we'll go out. So Winter Palace called the Hermitage? Is that how you pronounce it? What's the history on that? I don't know anything about Tsarist Russia. Or much about Russia at all. Harryton. These guys look like Sunspawn. Take a picture of them. The palace where the Tsar lives is called the Hermitage. Just curious what the background is on that. Miniboss in La Milano. It's like, if there's an enemy in an RPG that's based on mythology, it almost certainly was in La Milano. Don't cast Arc Shield. Ooh. Oh, now I gotta kill them before they do that. What is that? A stacking buff? Thanks. Jinkies. Woof. These guys are gonna be a pain, aren't they? So close. Nice. See if I can kill them all next time before they start being jerks. Very few people were allowed into the Winter Palace. Oh, is it like a slang term?
Look at that!
Where was that?
People in there were like hermits away from society. That sounded like a very history-full name. No!
Where is he?
There!
Walking all slowly. They're like harpies with antlers. They're bombing in the middle of the streets of like the buildings. Right. Oh, wrong transform. I can transform again though, right? It doesn't cost anything. Until my turn ends, I think. Oh, I see. Interesting. 3 is the max I can hit. Hopefully it's enough damage to kill. Sweet. Perfect. Enemy action number 0 turns, no damage, victory, ring, perfect victory. Oh, pretty well. See if I get a chance to upgrade Amon here. Can now use the end. Circular AoE, okay. It's non-elemental. So maybe the elemental forms are useful to hit an enemy that's weak to that element, but just looking at raw stats, Amon will always be best if you're not trying to exploit an elemental weakness. Assume. I wonder where they put that combo trial in. It's almost impossible to fail. You have so much time to press the button. They just didn't want it to feel like it was completely free.
Next time I won't be so easy on you.
Tell him, man. See, I just got a couple new ones, didn't I? Oh, I thought I did. Maybe it upgraded their damage. The new Wagner opera pieces I unlocked. I'm dumping all of his MP, but these guys are super annoying if you let them take a turn. I'm try to avoid. I forget, how hard is MP recovery to come by in this game? I can't kill all of them, can I? Probably not worth doing that then. I may as well kill 2 of them then. Are they rare, like, Final Fantasy ethers? Yes. it. Not quite. Well, I did knock him back. Can't possibly hit both of them no matter what I do. Oh well. Oh yeah, they have a stab bonus. So what element is Anastasia? Gotcha. Just like Pokemon. Wasted a grand butterfly fight. Alright, it's Rasputin time. Let's do it. Nope, never mind, it's Veronica time. Disregard. See you in hell. Oh, cool. She turned into a monster like the other guy, Night Queen. I want to cast Arc Rage when I get a second. Remember who actually has it, though.
Now look this way.
Combo break. 22-27. I may have heard this track one other time. I don't remember though. See how long that lasts too. Man, he is buff when he's Grand Papillon. I think actually we've heard this song outside of battle before. Bollywood boss fight. Ooh, bummer. I think that's comparable to the damage she normally does, but it's 12 hits, so you want it to be the end of a combo, I think. Does the boss spawn more ads when the ads are dead, is the question. Well, that was instant death. Bummer. Very tight critical range on that. Oh, restore some sanity too, that's cool. Sanity's gonna be a problem in this fight. Oh, some lucky timing. Holy shit. Probably wanted to equip instant death resistance stuff before this fight. Oh well. Now I know in case I lose, I guess. SP plus 11, I'll take it. Plus percentage of remaining SP then. Now, if I want to recover a character's sanity, do I have to do that before their SP is depleted, or if I use SP recovery on them after it's depleted, will they be okay? That question makes sense. It's too bad that they use the insta-kill move. Well, it's good they use it on Anastasia. I want them to use it on Karen so that rezzing her gives her some SP back here. Not super great. I might be able to kill him. Well, hey, thanks, game. That's what I asked you to do. Good looking out. That's like it hurt me. I have Satan on my team, so I'm pretty set. She's just a gross, like, Naga lady. This trope in Japanese video games that, like, a human can just turn into a monster like that. Yeah, it just happens, you know. Seymour turns into a gross whatever the hell Seymour is. Several times, even. Aww. Team Satan! Right. That arc rage effect lasts a long time, too. Behold my true, beautiful form. You're like, really? You want to look like that? I mean, that's cool, man, I guess. If that's your thing. And there's no crit because it gives max resources. Well, that interrupted the BGM for that. Satan resurrecting someone. You don't really think about Satan as being the, like, resurrection kind of guy. Yeah, but it was Amon's power that does it. Full raise, full life. Ooh, we got a new crest. Alright, so does that mean that, like, Veronica's Deadzo for real now. Super Deadzo? All the way Deadzo? Oh man, it's FMV.
Lord Rasputin.
Well, that's gonna end well. He just gave up. Everything's fine. He's not gonna come flying up as a... Oh, that's what happened. Thought he was gonna be riding on Valifor. Because he doesn't actually want to marry me. Huh. Hey, that would have been really convenient outside of FMVs. Inconspicuously had that park right next to the building, exactly. Well, the first word most people think of when they think of blimp is stealth.
But how? The mistletoe?
About that, bud. You messed with the wrong Japanese youth. You gonna turn into a demon too?
Demon.
Yeah, floating. Half a minute, right? It's crying blood. That was pretty sweet. He's fine, he's fine. Her outfit is so ridiculous.
Yuri!
This is better for combat. Tight miniskirt, not this like actual World War I uniform. And then we'll never see Rasputin again. Bananas. Oh man, the real frightening thing is that attack was so powerful it busted Rasputin's hairspray.
No other choice. Huh?
He had such lift.
Amon, I have something to show you. The demon that dwells within me.
We all know that, like, Rasputin, Dragon Ball Z flew all around all the time.
My lord and benefactor Asmodeus, it is time to fulfill the soul pact. Come to this world and take this place as your holy land. In the name of the sword sages.
Well, that Amon's non-elemental. I wouldn't really call him Dark Elemental, but he looks like the devil. Yeah, but, you know. look worse. This feels like if this were a PS1 game, this would be a disc change, this cutscene. What? Okay. Rasputin has a soul pact with Asmodeus, a demon, and in calling forth his power, he conjured forth a temple, floating temple. But the game was so normal up till now. I know, right? And I love how he, presumably after that cutscene, there's this off-screen thing where Yuri's just like, "Yeah, no, I gotta go, go regroup." Oh my God. He was the devil. You mean a devil? No, he's the devil, and his evil powers erupted out of the earth, and I had to fight his legions in hell. I love Yuri. I guess Rasputin's pretty determined. Just talk to the Russian citizens. What do you guys think about Satan up there and his floating hell temple? Oh, you had more gay porn for me. See the benefits of talking to every NPC. Inventory. I think I'm down 1 gay porn, so I won't be able to get all the outfits. Mr. Swan, right? Oh my. The master danseur, Kalpin, performs Swan Lake alone. With skillful use of his pecs, he recreates the beating wings of a swan, making his audience swoon. I miss the happy Anastasia music. So I have a bunch of voting system maintenance to do now that we've finished this bonus stream. Actually, Chaos Factor has just unlocked another Dragon Quest VII bonus stream. So anyway, I have to implement the discount for this game. I'll try to do that later this week or this weekend, worst case. It's kind of a pain to start getting into the bot, so I try to do all that at once, so I know I have to do a lot of maintenance all at the same time. Okay. We also have a while until the next vote gets called, so it's not super urgent. Prosperous Gorby. What kind of rare goods do you have? Ooh, he does have some good shit. Okay, and how much money do I have? Hopefully enough. Gotta get weapons first. Hellfangs. Foil. Alright. New Fabergé egg. probably get a bone. Not too worried about keeping Geppetto and what's-her-nuts caught up. Combat suits. Which one of those for now? Gotta get that discount though. I have saved recently, haven't I? This is too big of a purchase to... Oh wait, there's a save point right there. Do I? It's almost like they know you're gonna do that, isn't it? Three combat suits, one baptism stone. Oof. I got a ton of points too, which is awesome. See if I can get to the next level. Then maybe I can kit out everybody else. I can sell stuff to get to the next level as well, right? Now, I think I've asked this in a prior session, but it was a long time ago. There's no reason to save old gear, right? Like old weapons or armor doesn't show up in a late game crafting system or need to be turned in for any reason. Should sell just enough to get the rank up, right? Let's do this one by one until I get the points, and then I can sell the rest of it for a higher markup. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So I don't get points for selling, I only get points for buying. In that case, let's up their weapons only first. It might be 1% of the cost of the thing that I'm buying. So that should do it. That should do it as well. Let's see. Yeah, that looks right. So if I buy something that costs 1,400, that should get me the final discount here. Phoenix Tail, SP... I guess MP recovery is fairly cheap. I should probably invest in that. Oh, it's the discounted price. Okay, it's good to know. That should be fine. Hey, rank B. Get hype. Alright. Now I should be able to buy the armor for the characters I'm not using, and then I'll sell everything else at a significant markup. %. That's pretty tiny. Guess I still get more points if I fail it, right? It's a pretty significant cost, though. I'll reset it once. Now I know, I thought it was gonna add 4 buttons or 4 little areas, but it's actually just 3 really thin areas, which is worse. I'd rather it be 4 big ones. This story is a work of fiction. Is it? Are you sure? I don't know. Pretty sure Rasputin actually did summon a floating temple over the Russian capital. Save, scumming. Ooh, that's hard to get. Maybe I should stick to the 30%. So at least I get more points. Sell all this other junk. I'll save his old weapon just because they're funny looking. I can do it. Sweet. Alright, let's get out of Dodge. Oh, sweet. He looks cool.
What do you want?
Veronica is dead.
I see. You may leave now.
By morning, Petrograd will be reduced to ashes. Do you have plans after that?
No, I couldn't care less.
He's a plan guy at this point.
Servants will bring death to all of Europe. After that, Asia. And finally, we will destroy America.
Have your goals changed so much, Master?
Goals?
It's so chill.
I have no goals. There's no longer any need to rush. 100 years, 200 years, it doesn't matter at all. Time doesn't matter at all. What's wrong? You should be happy. You no longer have to toil in the dark like a thief. You'll soon have revenge.
After my mother died and I was orphaned, it was you who had the Vatican accept me, Master.
What?
I have done my best since then to try to repay that debt.
How much influence did Rasputin have over the Vatican? I would hazard none.
But what of it? I say.
In fact, if there was anyone on Earth who had less influence over the Vatican, it would have had to have been Rasputin.
So you have no desire to rebuild Russia? After all the effort you spent in destroying her?
Yeah, right. As you know. As you know.
Why would I ever concern myself with such paltry matters?
You were to succeed to the throne of Russia and become king of all Europe. What about those plans?
You really are dense. I've disposed of such petty human concerns. For me, snuffing out human life is nothing more than an amusement.
You've been possessed by Asmodeus.
You think? No, he's just put on some makeup, dude.
Why did you come here?
He got his hairspray fixed.
Your little plan, I've known of it for a long time. To kill me after I become emperor, you were planning on making yourself the new Tsar instead. Isn't that right?
Yes. It is true I am merely a bastard son. But it is still my right to inherit the kingdom.
Who will believe you?
He's not really an orphan then.
My father.
So it's revenge for your mother, eh?
Yes.
This guy reminds me, I gotta find the name of the actor. Hold on.
I came here to tell you something that you should already know.
What is that?
I'm more certain now than ever.
I asked what it is!
You cannot.
Matt Berry.
Very well. And what makes you say that?
He's the voice of the annoying prince guy in Disenchantment.
But he conquered Amon's soul. Do you understand what that means? His willpower is simply extraordinary.
Extraordinary, you say?
The willpower of a human and the destructive power of a demon. It's those two things that make him worthy of his name, Godslayer.
Did demons not have willpower?
You may have the power of a demon.
Are they like super lazy?
And that is why you cannot win.
Interesting.
I guess so. As of days, it's just like, oh, it'll take 200 years. I'll get around to it.
Yes.
Why are you so sure? What do you really think a puny human like you can do, huh?
Determination.
Oh, I see. So that's it.
So, you finally understand.
Yeah, but in like a compared to the other races, like elves and dwarves,
right here with
just the thought that demons don't have willpower is interesting.
We'll settle things between us later. But first,
But hey, we don't give up.
We'll have the Godslayer as a blood offering.
I love Mass Effect, but there's some line in Mass Effect 3 that's like, you know, most of the alien races are basically all a bunch of stereotypes. Like, all Volus are bankers. There are no Volus warriors. But humans are different. You humans, man, you'll do anything. Some of you are bankers, some of you are warriors. That's weird. It's like, really? That's what makes us special. We have control over our character generators. I do like that as a trope, that's fine. And they suggested that in Mass Effect 1 and 2, because the Solarians have even shorter lifespans than humans, so they're like even more of go-getters. Log over Pope Benedict XVI, Putin, Koizumi. Team up to defeat Hitler and Mahjong. Sounds awesome. I guess I can get another soul drop, but I don't need to right now. Rasputin's temple. Is that an actual, like, mythological thing? Idar Flamme? Idar Flamme? Okay. We're so chill about entering a demonic temple. It's really not a big deal. That's what I was asking. Because the little girl says, oh, it's like the storybooks I read. Weird. Is it a boss fight? No, it's a regular fight. Whoops. Maybe he'll get a new weapon in here. Action speed up? Because what does action speed mean? Is that turn rate? It's like haste, basically? Okay. Seems really strong. I didn't realize that Archgale did that. Suddenly I need to equip that in every battle. Especially for doing combos. I'll look through my current crests and see if I can do any of those. Haste is by far the most important ability in all turn-based RPGs, period. The turn is your unit of competence. It's what you can't do anything without turns, so if you have more turns, it makes you more competent at everything. Anastasia just gets up from being dead, and she's like, yeah, okay. But she still doesn't get XP. I also got a new crest for beating Veronica. This temple's alive. Is that cheaper than... It was way cheaper than Cure Plus. Okay. Crest change. It was Hagenti, but I don't really care about that. So I want Archgale. Looks like I don't have access to it yet. I don't think I'd want to bother with individual Gales, so I'll wait till I get Haystega. Okay, it looks like I got a close to full heal from beating that boss. We got different dungeon music for once, that's cool. Alright, I'm gonna try to map this place. I almost got lost in the last one, I kinda lucked out at the end. Oops. So we go up, and then there's a left and a right. Go right first. another left and right. Zamuza. A bunch of new enemies to take pictures of. Sweet. Omega Filaria aren't the same as the Giga Filaria. Okay.
Now look this way.
Bummer. Let's do these guys first.
Now look this way.
Just coming short of one-shotting a lot of these guys now. If I go back to old areas and take snapshots of stuff, are there summons I can get by taking Anastasia back to those older zones? I assume so, right? Oh, just got one. Nice. Have to see what it does.
Keep your eyes where they belong.
I don't think you have to worry about those, like, hell slugs. Checking out your rack, Karen. I mean, maybe. Maybe they're like lust slugs or something. That was pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Uh-oh, I have a sudden concern. Oh wait, no. Glad I started mapping this. It did not loop me back because there's not an empty chest there. So there's something out of H.R. Geiger. I think that's the intent. Direct press. Oh, it's gravity. Alright, that's cool. Probably is really useful in like one fight and garbage in the rest of the game. The role of gravity effects in every other Final Fantasy is any indication. Thinking about abilities in games that interact with max health. Pretty hit and miss. That was actually the most powerful ability in Diablo 2. Crushing Blow. Cause some portion of your damage to be based on the max health of the enemy you're attacking. There's a lot of games where targeting max HP is the only way to do it. I really liked, there was a build in Diablo 3 for a while called 0 DPS Monk. And the way it worked is you applied an ability on enemies called Exploding Palm, which did no damage by itself, but when the enemy died, it would do damage based on its max health to all nearby enemies. So you would just do this build where you couldn't do any damage yourself, but you would apply Exploding Palm to everything. And you'd buff your party members to give them better survivability, and then if they killed one thing, they would destroy a room. It felt really good. Let's see, targets. 3 is the max I can hit. They're all down to like 10 hit points, unfortunately. Let's see if I can magma some of these guys. Three is the max I'm gonna hit regardless, right? Get him. Glad her clockmaker friend invented that magic summoning camera. Very helpful. What are the different elemental weaknesses in this game? Like what beats what? Small... I think they are fire elemental. It is. Since we already fought a Mega Filaria.
See? I'm terrific.
600 bonus XP for taking no damage. That's pretty good. Given that I got 3,000 for the fight. Alright, let me mark what the eggs are in this map I'm drawing. Ooh, that's the worst possible color I could use for that. That's better. Inferno has a cool spell effect. Oops. The world's filth is burned away. Does 15 hits? Oh, it's like the graphic is cool. Cool visual effect. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll check it out. Good to know. Echidna. Why is the animal, the echidna, called that? I think it was a mythological creature first, right? The Gorgon, maybe? I might not be right. Nice. Ooh, that sucks. Bummer, bummer. Alright, it's very expensive MP-wise, so next time I'm near a save point and get into a random battle, I'll check it out and do a quick mental break. There it is. Oh, nope, that's not what I meant to do. Named after the myth. An echidna is basically a marsupial hedgehog, right? Or is it more differenter than a hedgehog?
Guess I don't know my own strength.
Do echidnas lay eggs too? Are they like one of the few mammals that do? Monitoring. Going right. Hey, it's a dead end with some chests. Nice. Oh, let me use this thing. Chests. Use my font size. Chests. So Knuckles was hatched from an egg. Cosmic Bracelet, Soul Benediction. I can swap. Morbidly? Oh right, I'm not doing this over PC. Oh, maybe I can do a window capture. There you go. It's beautiful. I'm just mapping out the forks in the road. It goes in their pouch? That's adorable. Look like a Kangaskhan. Is there a hedgehog Pokemon? There's gotta be. I know my Gen 1 and 2 pretty well. I kinda lost track after that. Idar Flamme. Idar Flamme. Gen 4 Legendary. Oh, cool. Oh, Shaman! I never really thought of Shaman as a hedgehog. It's mythical, right? I learned that there's apparently a difference.
The
Mythical are usually like a custom event where you would like download it or have it transferred to you, like Mew or Deoxys or Celebi. The legendaries are the ones you could catch normally in game. It's fine. I just need to. I probably need to map all the dungeons in this game because they all kind of work like this. Lots of branching paths. Hard to remember where you have and haven't been. Just drawing a bunch of Ys that connect to each other. Hey, it's another egg. I guess I'll try... Well, Inferno's a single target, isn't it? Maybe not. Yeah. Good for a boss fight, though. These guys all really far from each other or something? Oh, I see. But I can hit 3 of them by doing that. Right, the attack that goes on the path to them doesn't do multiple hits. Good to know. It's more like a jurgle. That wasn't anywhere near enough to kill them last time. I'm trying to think if there are any major animals that don't have coverage in Pokemon Go yet. It took them a surprisingly long time to get a lion in there. Lion's like Gen 6 or something? People were posting, like, we have a Los Alamos Pokemon Go Facebook group. They were posting, like, some themed gyms you could try to make, and one of them was Game of Thrones. They couldn't quite do it because they didn't have a lion yet. They were using Arcanine as a stand-in for a lion. Oh, Gen 4. Okay. That might be the one I was thinking of. Oh boy. This path gets to a much larger path. Probably can be reached through other means. I'm near my save point, so when Yuri's turn comes back up, I'll check out Inferno real quick. Pretty cool looking animation. Let's do it. I was cutting that close. Alright, cool animation time. Oh, nice. Then presumably he puts that sword back afterward. I like how the animation finishes after you kill him. Nice.
Where's my apology?
The snake demon is sorry? It's about sending a message, right? Oh. What are they doing in here? Oh, this fucking game, man. It's too much. Hey, guys. Yuri! What are you doing here? How did you get in? Surely you knew we would show up eventually. We might never meet again. Use all your stud cards, too. This might be our last meeting. I'll give you right back to the entrance. I think that they fought all the monsters here too. Please tell me they don't have new weapons. Oh, thank God. Okay. Well, I do have a new weapon for Joachim, though. Frozen tuna. Nice. Here's... The chainmail belt seems pretty good. What is this, Dark Cloud Day? Ah. What's that cosmic bracelet do I just got? Ooh, it's a ribbon. Well, she should probably have it, because I'm not going to be using her ring attacks very often anyway. I guess it slows down the ring on spells as well, but should be fine. Since she's my healer, I usually try to put ribbons on the healer. Okay. So I gotta make a little circle here for the save points. Circle. Whoa, 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 chill out, paint on that. Calm it way down. You can make it happen. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Try going straight down first. I forgot how fast it is without the coral pendant. Holy crap. Jinkies. I think they compete for a slot, unfortunately. Two's the maximum I can hit. They're really trying to set up this dungeon like it's the final dungeon of the game, but even if I didn't have the How Long to Beat in front of me, I would find that dubious, given that we just recruited a character. I think it's possible. Yeah. Oh well. Hit him with the fish. The fact that we just recruited a character that has blue magic, I've only gotten to scan like 10 things, and only 2 of them have had summons associated with them. Can I equip? Oh, they compete. I'll just try to get good at using it. Presumably, if my map is right, I've already been in this room, but I can go find out really fast. Recruit a new character in the final battle. Well, it's just the fact that her system suggests that there's more to her, right? If I recruited Joachim in the final dungeon, that wouldn't be too surprising. He seems like he doesn't have a ton of depth to his kit. Three new party members in the final dungeon.
You can't beat us that easily.
She has a Fabergé egg, what Anastasia uses. She uses magic to make it fly or something? I don't know. Try to like 15. It's definitely a far cry from the weirdest. Oh man, I'm gonna have to make a picture-in-picture thing here. This is gonna end up crossing over. Just draw it really tiny over here. He does kind of hump the floor, doesn't he, Zamuza? Kind of like his thing. It's not getting crit heals might be a problem later on. The problem with his bat mode is that he's got way worse defense and hit points, maybe? Alright, gotta reduce my brush size here. Three-way room, it goes down and right. This might go back up to the top. I have to go ahead and check though. It's hard to tell if this place obeys laws or not. Yeah, this is the Hell Temple from earlier. Asmodeus' temple. It seems like La Mulana 2 mostly got rid of the non-Euclidean stuff. Couple exceptions, but at least you can depend on the map. If you look on the map, if you move a room to the left of the square you're in, it will take you a room to the left. It wasn't always true in La Mulana 1. Hoping this goes back to the save. That will make spatial sense to me. Every door is a warp. Is that how it works? How is it possible, given that you don't have all the correct items, Spiky? Or sometimes it's not possible. Is it all contained within a dungeon?
Where's my apology?
Hey, it did go where I wanted it to go. Thank God. Okay. So there's still a path down there that I can take. Boss rooms are separate. Nice, it doesn't happen often. Tons of ways to sequence break, gotcha. Probably could have won if I had transformed. Forgot that preemptive strike works like Darkest Dungeon in this game and not like Final Fantasy. Just means you get to go first, not that you get extra initiative. You end up in Kakariko and Gerudo's Fortress a lot. Is it fun though? Because it sounds like you would just like back out of the way you came every time you trigger it. Spend the whole game looking for Zelda's Lullaby. It'd be a fun song to learn on bass. It's fun if you really like Ocarina, yeah. I guess I could see it being fun if it didn't have the going back through a door you just came through warp you somewhere else, because it feels like it would devolve to just going in and out of a door until you get where you need to go. I wonder which modern games will get randomizers one day. There's not a lot of super tight modern game experiences that have the level of speedrun attention as some of those older games do. Misaki. Yeah, that could work. Playing the Sunsong Angelo's. Oh, that's cool. Hollow Knight was the one I was thinking of, yeah. What's the speedrun on Hollow Knight again for 100%? It's pretty reasonable, isn't it? I actively want to play a Dark Souls randomizer. I think that just randomizing the locations of items, so long as you do so in a way that doesn't make the game unwinnable, is a really, really compelling way to play that game and keep it fresh. To the extent that I kind of wish that FromSoft in their re-releases of the games would include that out of the box, or at least do like a Zelda Master Quest thing where like the items get repositioned in each New Game Plus mode. So much of the way you play that game is what weapon you happen to find early on and start upgrading. And then the order in which you play it is where you find certain important key items. Yeah, it sounds like the Link of the Past one's pretty polished, right? It'll never create a unwinnable game state.
What a waste of...
I know, right? I feel like that's already happened with speedrunning in general. People have already made games that are appealing to speedrunners off the get-go. It feels like something that's it's a dam that's about to burst. Okay, this is tricky now. The question is, does up go back up to the save point here? I think it does, but can't be sure. It's like Harry Potter for gods. Do you guys see that leak of the Rocksteady Harry Potter Arkham Asylum game? It's kind of rad. I'm much more interested in that setting than I am any particular story that's told in it, I think.
Now stay down.
Wow. That is the egg I just ran into, right? I hope. It is. Good. So I was gonna say... Whoops. There's no way he can hit both of them, right? Wonder if Rowling would have written the series differently if she knew what she knew at the end of the last book, at the start of the first book. Where I tried to get into Harry Potter when it first came out, which, geez, what year was Harry Potter 1 released? I think it was like... Was I in high school? It has to have been sooner than that. Oops, wrong color. My map here. And I'm hoping that straight up eventually goes to the save room, otherwise I have to start my map over. Oh, it might not. Yikes. Okay. I don't have to start over, but it's going to look really wonky. I don't have any attacks that just flat out target all enemies, right? Most abilities are shaped AoEs, like circles or lines. I guess you could have a really, really large circle. Oh, I didn't know that she could one-shot a group of them. That's important information. And Joachim is invisible. One of these battles I should use some of my consumable stat boosts. That's cool. 2-page RPG for playing Hogwarts students. I really hope that Rocksteady game is good. The leak looked pretty awesome. It's like the perfect setting for a video game, I feel like. So, I think this connects... Let's see. It should go up to the save room, if I'm correct. I didn't see it, it was on front page already yesterday. Someone can probably find the GIF and the list of features. It's gonna be like this action RPG where you get to explore this big area. It's non-linear, you get upgrades, you play as one of 8 different kinds of wizards. Oh, it's not Rocksteady as the devs? Interesting. Ah, my bad. Yeah, it's not like someone's making a Harry Potter-like game, like it's literally Harry Potter. I know, right? think it was like you play as a wizard in the 1800s, either 1800s or super early 1900s.
I just hate to lose.
Okay, this does end up connecting the way I wanted it to, so that's good. I'm really glad that I decided to make a map of this place. Yikes. Editing my map here to account for my most recent discovery. Yeah, I hate that everything has to be set during the original trilogy or near to the original trilogy. Star Wars. Okay, so I fully tapped out going right, didn't I? Pretty much. Be great. Such a rich part of the setting. I think KOTOR is the best story told in that universe. BioWare really understood what Star Wars is really all about. That's part of what made it work so well, is that it was like, let's make a game that's about Star Wars, and we'll make new characters, because we don't need to depend on any of the existing characters.
If you want to see me, face me in the ring.
It's because he's invisible. Oh, this game is so goofy. Alright, it's my first intersection, so going right, I have totally tapped out that direction. Okay. Now this one I haven't gone left yet, but I want to try to tap out the areas that are close to the map that I've already drawn before I go other places. So I'm going to go down here. Go down to the right here. Same reason. Sounds like Nibbler, Frank Welker. Yeah. Jade Empire is super good. I was super hype about Jade Empire. I like KOTOR so much that I bought KOTOR 2, Jade Empire on launch day, and I bought an Xbox 360 just to be able to play Mass Effect without knowing anything about it. I need to play Jade Empire again. We started it for Subblock, but the PC port I was playing on was awful. Apparently you can play it on Xbox One now, which will be really nice. The Steam one is the one that's really bad. At least it's the one that I had trouble with streaming. Has a lot of compatibility issues with modern OSs. Oops. That game's incredible. I'm very sad that BioWare is basically dead now after being bought out by EA. Like, it's been ship of Theseus into a different organization than it was. All of the main movers have moved on to other companies. Because it would have been great if BioWare continued to exist as it was and just kept making, here's a BioWare Kung Fu game, here's a BioWare Wild West game, here's a BioWare everything. It's really depressing to me how many companies EA has bought and destroyed. They really do it too. It's like they eat the IP, they get as much money out of it as they can, and they burn it to the ground and salt the earth behind it. Curse makes it sound unintentional, right? What could have been if EA had never bought BioWare, I wonder? Just for Mass Effect alone. Yeah, EA is a curse on the industry, that's a good way to put it. Great. Is this one I can go right or down? Let's try going right. Now, if my theory's right, right should go to chests. But let me check. This goes to a room full of empty chests, and everything makes sense. My map is having to get smaller and smaller and smaller. It's fine. EA still charges for Sims expansions. Yeah, I think what happens is, like, they were already working on whatever project it was, and they get an infusion of cash and talent. So whatever that game is generally turns out okay. In the case of BioWare, that was Mass Effect 2, which is pretty incredible. It has a little bit of things in it that's like, the Cerberus network was a really gross thing that was clearly EA. But I think that the essence of Mass Effect 2 was already done by the time EA bought them. But then once they come in and they say, okay, well, now that you've finished that project you're working on, do our bidding. Oh, you don't remember Cerberus Network? They had this brilliant idea, which was, I think Mass Effect 2 is one of the first games with on-disc DLC. Cerberus Network was something that you got for free if you bought the game new, but it was a consumable code that came with the disc. And if you didn't buy the game new, you had to pay like $30 to unlock a character that was already on the disc. Going right to see if there's chests over here. Hoping there are. Starting to feel like there might not be. It's a really long path. I actually need to play Neverwinter Nights. Never played that one. I've heard good things though. I was lucky. I was less lucky.
Don't mess my clothes up.
Uh-oh, that's really not good. Okay. Now, if this goes to the chests... do this in a new layer so I can keep track of it. Then I do know where I am. I think this is right. Okay. Crisis is potentially over as long as there's a bunch of open chests at the end of this. There are. Okay, perfect. So... that means, let me reverse engineer what I just did. It means that intersection is actually that intersection, right? So if I get rid of this... that still leaves me with some paths I haven't taken. So if that's the chest intersection... I confused myself a little bit. Hold on. I kept trying to go right to get to the chest intersection, right? Which means this actually has to be that. That's right. Okay. I think I've fixed it. A, B, H. A always, B, B, H humping the floor. Just what we do here in spooky Rasputin Hell Temple. Get with the picture, kid. Played Baldur's Gate 2, but I never played Baldur's Gate 1. It's actually what got me so excited for KOTOR. Actually, I bought an original Xbox for KOTOR, that's right. I don't think I had any other games for it. I'm trying to think if what other games were even on the original Xbox. It's kind of a not-so-great console. At least not one that inspired a lot of excitement. I did have Shenmue 2. That's true. I think I only played it for like an hour, though. Halo! Right. I've never played any of the Halo games. That is my failing. It's not a fault with the series. How many Halo games were on the original Xbox before one made it to 360, or were all three of them? Two. I'm telling you, man, they're gonna call the next Xbox the original Xbox. And then in parentheses, I mean the one released in 2000. For the Xbox Live. Shit. Was Beyond Good and Evil an original Xbox exclusive? I've heard good things about Jet Set Radio. So, I confuse Jet Set Radio with some other game. Is that the one where you grind around and spray paint things? Psychonauts isn't trash? How dare you? First of all, how dare you? Second of all, what gives you the right? I care for Tim Schafer. Okay. Good. What's the difference between Jet Set and Jet Grind Radio? Oh, this is the first game to have cell shading. Wow. I love cell shading. Oh, Grind was the North American name. I see. I was behind on levels before. I'm not going to be once I finish this dungeon. I should have cast my spell. Whoops. If she gets to the point where she can one-shot those things, we know we're doing pretty fine. Radio Future is a sequel. In Grind. I see. And it's probably the only game that's on the original Xbox that's currently not playable in any other form, either in backwards compatible on Xbox One or a port to another system. Oh, it is backwards compatible now? Nice. That's it then. That's really good, because that's one of the systems I've been worried about capturing for on stream. That and Sega Saturn. But the only noteworthy Sega Saturn game that's not emulatable is Panzer Dragoon Saga. And, so he's gonna let me borrow his Saturn when it wins the vote. Might be backwards compatible on 360. Paralysis seems pretty good in this game, but that's another thing. I only have like level 2 of all the crests. Not crests, added effect rings. So if this were the final dungeon, then it doesn't go higher than a very low probability of the skills working. That doesn't seem likely. Sucks. Uh-oh. That's not good. Woof. Gotta kill these guys before they get to act. Especially can't let this volume of them survive. Oh my god. Does that have no cap to the number of times it can affect them? Okay. I can only nuke 2 of them at once. Yikes. Jinkies. Sure. Is this the Forza game that just came out? They're gonna get like 20 turns in a row here, aren't they? There's some Penny Arcade post and news post today about the new Forza game. Can we mark that there's a chest here? Seems like a good idea. Make a real small chest. Flex 1, there's no way to adjust the HUD scaling in case you have a crappy TV. Game is cross-buy, cross-save on PC, where there is that option. What? You load it on PC, the settings saves, and it works on the Xbox? That's really stupid, wow. It's like incredibly stupid, frighteningly stupid. And please don't. Yeah, I have that issue on my TV. I have an overscan problem all the time. It's pretty frustrating. We could do the math with the discount. I think it's going to get discounted by 8 SP later this week once I get to it.
Don't underestimate me because I'm a woman.
Let's go down to the 21, I think. That sounds right. Okay. So I think this connects down there. I can't be 100% sure. I'll try going down and see if I can force it to connect. Yeah, right? Especially since it clearly works if you switch it to the other platform. That's really weird. See which hallway I come out of here, I'm not sure. Ugh. That was a lucky instant death. Take it. Can't hit both of them. Too bad. So far I haven't gotten anything terribly important from the optional chest in here, but there could be like a crest or something else important. And I'm getting enough money to last me for a really long time in the process, so it's not all bad. So I came from up, so it could be right and down. But now my theory is that I'm actually... coming down to the entrance, but let's see if that's right. There's a save point down here that I am. I think I am. Should be able to, and then there won't be too much time left on the Holland to beat after that either. Perfect. It's a waste of resources. Just try to attack the big guy. Or not. That's fine. Stop them from using Arc Gale over here. This game feels importantly weird. For lack of a better way to phrase it. And I didn't know that it had like more than one Penny Arcade comic about it. And I've been following Penny Arcade for whenever Cardboard Tube Samurai first came out. It was the first strip I read. So I think a really long time.
I can still fight.
This game definitely seems like it's up Jerry's alley, Tycho. Tent it up. Save the game. Let me update my map. Delete this part now. Delete this part. Add a new save circle here. Cool. So I haven't gone left at the beginning yet, and I still have a couple other paths I haven't taken, but almost fully explored this place. Most of my time spent traveling has just been confirming that things connect rather than assuming that they connect, which has been a good choice. Let's just try going all the way left this time, I guess. It should eventually get me to the save point on the top. Uh-oh. I really gotta make the call if I want her to have a ribbon or if I want the slower ring. I guess what's probably gonna happen is I'll have to give her the ribbon after I die in a battle where I die to unexpected status effects. So the game is significant because of how weird it is. Like, it's not just every other JRPG that's ever been made. We've played so many of them at this point on stream, and it's like, if you're gonna add a JRPG, there better be like some significance to the genre, or it must do something really different. Be important in some way. I don't want to play Beyond the Beyond for the PS1, right? That was the first bad JRPG I ever played, and it stuck with me. I think I rented it for the PS1. It's one of my last rentals. The weirdness of this game and its cool ring combat system, I think, make it worth it. Just makes it stand out. Two is the maximum I can hit with that. This game is weird in a significant way, in the same way that Katamari Damacy is weird in a significant way. Katamari just happens to have invented its own genre. It doesn't really exist in any other category. Like, you have to play it. I think it's the feeling that Okage Shadow King is trying to go for, but I don't feel it in that game. That game just feels more unfinished than anything. I think she would have one-shot them if she had acted first, so it's too bad I put her on combo. I can't have a character opt out of combo right once they're already... I guess the way you have them opt out is you don't press the confirm button. Maybe that's why it has the combo trial. Ouch. Leave Anastasia alone. They really, like, burn down one character, don't they? Jeez. At least they're doing this, I'm killing all these worm groups at each of the eggs. It's pretty rough, yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's stacking haste. Maybe the AI is just dumb and it'll cast it on itself. Even when it doesn't work anymore, but... Yikes. Look at all that money and soul energy. Top and then a number. How many people you want to see from the list? For this space. Ben, please don't knock the monitor over again. I beg you. You're going left. Every time I draw on this monitor, Ben comes and pushes it away from me again. Here he comes again. Yeah. Oh, I still died. He is. It's really frustrating that there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I guess I could lock him up at the end of the stream, but that's not right. With a dog, you can say no, and eventually they're like, okay, I love my master and my owner or whatever, and this is clearly making him unhappy, so I won't do it. Cats just don't give a shit. I guess I can use the spray bottle to threaten him. Kitty, you done fucked up now. Is this a dead end? Fantastic. Oh, it probably isn't. It's a warp, right? No, it's just an actual dead end with nothing at all. No chests, just a for real dead end. Cool. Sweet. I think that mirrors the chest dead end on the right side. I have a feeling, sneaking suspicion that exploring this entire dungeon is not going to have been worth it at the end. Oh yeah, it's just like Digital Devil Saga. Not a crazy high encounter rate, but high enough you can get lost just from that. Invisible pits that drop you a floor, oh no. Teleport maze. In theory, it should mean less working, restarting, losing boss fights, and having to load saves in the future. The only thing that worries me is when the XP curve is set up in such a way that it makes no sense to grind early. Like, that's how Dark Cloud 2 appears to be set up. You get so much more XP if you can eke your way through with a cheesy strat in the early dungeons, and then do your grinding in the high-level dungeons, you know? The money's nice, though. And I think that the soul energy is, if not fixed, it's a much slower curve than, growth curve than the XP curve. Like job points in Final Fantasy V. I really like that as a system where you have one source of character growth that increases exponentially as the game progresses, and another one that's a lot more linear. We've got another egg. And floors that poison you. Man. Only 4 in this one, that's nice. Oh, but they're all separated, so I can't target one more than once. Was not enough for a kill. Yikes. Oh, I can't do my Grand Slam attack with him as a bat. I'm actually not sure what the benefit of being a bat is. Maybe it's high damage, but you're like a glass cannon? Should see how... Look at the VOD and see how many levels I've gained in here. I think it's fairly significant. Absurdly high attack but low HP. Okay, so he has a glass cannon then. Up. Trying to hang left on this path here. I think I am going to unequip the ribbon from her. Bring the ring slowdown back. Miss. Most of the times when I miss a ring combo, I can feel it. Like, I know that I made a mistake. Sometimes I tap it and it doesn't go through. Especially when I do the jackpot ones. Pretty sure it's me still. I don't think there's like, because I can't blame lag.
You still think you can beat me?
It's a wired controller in the PS2. No Johns. I think having a dexterity component to the random battles makes the high encounter rate and the winding dungeons a lot more tolerable in a game like this compared to something like Shin Megami Tensei. I like my first encounter with a group of enemies in Shin Megami Tensei, and maybe like my next 2 or 3 encounters, because then it's a puzzle like, oh, how do I solve this so I can get out of the battle without the enemy taking extra turns, and hopefully with my party being unscathed while minimizing my resource usage. But like, after you've solved that, which can take a few iterations, then it's like, okay, now I just have to enter my commands again, right? I don't know how you fix that. It seems like JRPGs with random battles are pretty dependent on having fixed party sizes, fixed groups of enemies. You can't just draw on all the enemies in the game, or it might not be balanced, right? There's not an intended authored solution. There's some depth in this game that I guess I'm not exploring. Like, I'm not really using the knockback command to try to group the enemies up to use an AoE. But I don't feel like I can predict it very well. Right. That's true, and you're right. Like, it's not always, you're not always spamming the attack command, but like once I've seen the enemy party that contains 2 Jack Frosts and a Pyro Jack, not saying that's a real party, there's some solution to that particular encounter of that exact set of enemies. And if I encounter it again, I just need to remember what was my puzzle solution. Let me enter those again. But you're right, I guess it's not all that different from Final Fantasy VII, where I run through the dungeon and just spam attack, attack, attack. Maybe cast Magic All every now and then. Right. Right. It's the volume of the same puzzle. And you should get it more than once, because you should have an additional encounter where you fuck it up, and it's hard, and the enemy gets a bunch of extra actions, and you're like, shit, well, what do I do next time I fight it? So you get a second encounter where you try something different, and then maybe a third or fourth where you figured it out. It only gets frustrating when you feel like you figured it out. Okay. So I have now been to the save point at the top through every path. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paths that I haven't explored. But from what I can tell on this map that I drew, they should all connect to each other, and I doubt that there's anything new in any of those directions. I'll go check. Yeah, Final Fantasy X is the same. I wonder if if it would be possible to make a game that's exactly like Final Fantasy X or exactly like Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga, where once the game accepts that you have solved a particular encounter, you know that encounter no longer generates. And if you had solved all the encounters in an area, the random encounter rate just shuts off. And maybe it gives you an amount of XP comparable to the number of encounters it would have expected you to run into. I guess it stops grinding from being possible, but maybe that's a good thing. That's Chrono Trigger, right? Every encounter is thought out, usually has a unique number of enemies, and then stops spawning. I'm not missing anything important. Thank you, Noobquake. There's nothing if I backtrack. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'll just mark the other parts on the map as who cares. Tell me there's not a crest back there that teaches, like, Cure Plus and Raise Up and Arc Gale, right? I do really like limited XP. I think I'm becoming more and more a fan of finite XP and finite money. Yeah. I didn't really think about the rate of encounters in Chrono Trigger being such a big element of why it was so good. Because, like, Chrono Trigger's approach to enemies appearing on the map is different from the Dragon Quest VII 3DS reboot, right? Remake. In that game, it kind of works the same way, it's just enemies have a chance to spawn anywhere on the map. Same with Earthbound, but Chrono Trigger, every enemy is authored. They often have unique animations that happen on the map where they're interacting with each other or with the map in some way. Okay. I don't think I'll be able to get to another save point in a minute and a half, so we'll go ahead and call it there, and I will make a note to myself to not try to explore this dungeon further when we play this next session. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll let you know what's coming up tomorrow and Friday.